কিভাবে আসবে এগুলো? I'm listening to some BCR before I start shift. Get some gas. It would be my two. Wait, Bobby, are you in session? Bobby, you're in it session? What's your thing? Is it Ricky Bobby? Titty Sigent? Is that your PSN? Oh, okay, I'm joining. I'm joining it, damn it. Oh my god, my back. No. So cringy. Oh. Whoa! I walk outside and there's a huge fucking explosion. Which one of you did it?
Oh, wow.
I could get my truck out. I could run my truck. You think, should I? Not just to run the truck. I was told by Judd that if you're corporal up, you can run a truck. Only to run your livery, yes, but run a truck, that's what I was told. Hell if I know. K9 though. I can't run your livery, but I can run a truck. Oh wow, you're being...
I hope someone reported that.
Wow, that all of that's on body camera. I hope you know that. That has all been recorded. I'm treating it like I'm in session. You're not even in Zello. Yeah. Come on, dude.
Oh, Lord!
Come on, dude. Oncoming lanes of traffic.
Shit, man, shit!
My truck's gonna put your truck to shame. I hope you know that. Your fucking soundboard, pendeja. Oh, don't even. You have fucking auto-tuned something.
What you want? Some wheels?
I don't have soundboard my ass.
Oh, hell!
Oh, very much. Figure out where the fuck I put. Oh, there it is.
It's on the way. Okay, I got
My
stuff
truck's
to do.
gonna put yours to like shame. But I actually have a winch and a bumper. I can't run the truck because I'm canine, but That song is. Oh my god. What the fuck, dude? God damn it. I'm just trying to fucking chill till my fucking session starts. Y'all are fucking being annoying as hell. I'm sitting in my cruiser not doing shit. That makes me an op, and you get intimidated by the littlest of shit. Are we all BCSO in this session today? Maybe if you didn't fucking shoot me and then run away, wouldn't have the police on you. Just a thought. Something I've been thinkering about. Thinkering. Stuff. Bunker. Ugh, yeah, my coffee's cold. Ugh. Hey. Good luck with session. Got a text. Hold on. What's your... Don't shoot me. I swear, please don't shoot me. Alright, you're titty sigin, right? Okay. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to the person who added me in IGS. I just texted you. Did you get it? I actually used the in-game phone to text people. I actually used the in-game phone to text people. Here. Oh, want to text me back so I can see your messages on my instant chat list? Could you please? Just so I can have it pop up in my messages list for the session. So I don't have to go and find your contact. Huh? Getting blood on my car. God damn it. Don't. any of you guys gonna actually text me back, or y'all just gonna? No, you literally didn't. You.
Knock, knock.
Like mine? Goodbye. Good morning. Alright. Probably gonna go make myself some eggs here soon. Did you guys get my Securo invite? Friendly fire is on, by the way. Did you guys know that? Huh? Oh, I'm not joining a community room. Fuck community room. Join community room. Fine, I'm joining community room. beyond insemination. Mud bogging and bitches. Good morning, James. Here, let me turn off my radio. Talking. Listen to PCR this morning. Hey, turn off your lights. Hey, CJ, turn off your lights. One of signal 11 is not to be seen by every single person on the side of the road. You didn't have to drive away. The other side. Are y'all gonna get on Zello? Whereas right now I'm the only one connected to Zello. Do what now? Cops? Probably. Oh, he left! Yo. What? What about it? What do you need, buddy? That's gonna be in the roster, I believe. That's where he keeps them. I mean, that's where the uniform is at least. So I'm assuming it's in the roster as well, or it's in the new SOP. It's either in the new SOP or in the roster. So I'll check there. Subdivision vehicles. There's subdivision vehicles. Why he has some of these channels, but is it in the roster? Okay. I need to get y'all. Make sure y'all are in my hero. What's your thing? You're in session, right? J? J? Is that your thing? J merge? Send you an invite. I'm gonna send you a text too to make sure you have my number. Yeah. Nope. Shit. Alright. Did you get my text? Go ahead and text me back so I can have your thing at the top of my number list. Like my messages. Morning, Chance. Hello, sir. Are you in session? Hi, you're over here running signal 11 right next to me. Does anyone know where I can find like a map where I went through and marked out the speed limits? I know it's 50 through Harmony and close to 68, and then it ups to 55 on East 68. But wish I could just find a map that clearly marks it for me. Doesn't have me guessing or using my knowledge that I've had just from driving in this game. Because it's 60 on Joshua. Yeah, there's the speed limit sign for Joshua. On Joshua, 50 on 68, town. It drops to 50 right here. Hold on. Alexa, hang up. Give me a second. Alright, who's still in this chat with me? Alright. trying to. I want to make an accurate map of speed limits for Sandy at least. What? $50. $50. Uh, not, not in this state. If you got, I'll do one if y'all will sign off for me. Say that you guys gave me permission to do it. It wouldn't be the first. I've done hundreds of FTOs and officials tests for them, but I think there's one corporal too, or senior corporal. Is there a speed limit sign in Sandy? I'm going through each street. I ain't seeing a speed limit sign. I'm figured, but I wanted the exact number. I plan to. Charlie 53, show me signal 41 as of 11:13 EST. I am active K9, so I am not a transport unit. He can RP. There's one watching my body camera. Good morning. I'm assuming this is Sandman. Sandman. I hope you're having a good day at work. In text, I'm sure I'll get it on the bottom of the screen. See a speed limit sign here in town. It's a Sunday, right? Alright. Well, I guess I'm gonna be here till session ends. Unless y'all piss me off. I can hear you, he's just not responding. EIJRP. I've been on patrol, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I am gonna be going and putting myself in a nearby chat just so y'all people come up to me. But I'm reachable through my number. You guys can text my in-game phone. I'll respond. You can email me. Do you guys have? I will be on Zello, but if you also need me and it's not a Zello matter, you guys can email me. Do you guys have my email? Um, you have my number and you have my email. So I'm just saying you have both. Fucking dumbass. My ass.
Signal 5-1.
Did you see that shit?
Charlie 53, should be running signal 11 on the 68 and Joshua Road, mile 3. Stand your ground, honey. Good morning. Peachy. Talking to a ghost. Or are you calling me? Got what? So you called me. Got it. Oh, Lord. It's a nice day out. Whew. Shouldn't be that hard to find someone to do a damn ride along with. Hell, I'll fucking do it if no one else does. God damn. What happened that you had to change fucking pitches in your talk? Okay, what's your 20? What's your 20? What mile? Are you towards Grapeseed or are you towards 68 approach? It's a cop. Me? All right. En route to station. Charlie 53, show me 97 to the station. Was it a base CSO unit? Oh, come on! Hold on. Charlie 50, can I get additional units down to US Route 68 and the turnoff for Stab City, or Joshua Road and turn off the Stab City? Officer involved collision. Can we get 1052s rolling our way too? You alright? Are you with me? Alright. Hold on. Trying to give you 8 there. Try not to move too much. Put your key on the back. I'm gonna try to take the key out as well. Gonna have to take over. He gets in here. soon as he wants to. Hey, Bobby. Hey, Bobby. You're gonna have to take over the aid and take primary because I was involved in the collision. I can't be primary. So I'm trying to render aid the best I can. I took the key out of the bike in case there's any damage to it. I was driving northbound on Joshua, and she comes at me oncoming lanes. Came oncoming lanes and ran head into me. Head-on collision. She had to have been going excess of 65, 70 miles an hour when she ran into me. I was going probably about 50. Yeah, she's injured. I'm fine. I'm just a little shooken up, a little whiplash. I called for 52s, but I think it's gonna be county. Yeah. As I told Bobby, I took the key out of the bike. The ignition is shut off. And I started the render aid to her, but then Bobby showed up and I'm letting him take over. I'm directly involved. But as I was telling Bobby, I was heading northbound on Joshua. Right, I was probably going around 50 miles an hour. She comes excess of 65 miles an hour had to have been in oncoming lanes and head-ons right into me. So. I'll start pulling that for you.
You up.
ESO unit. Oh, come on!
Now my insurance is fucked.
Hold on. If they get additional units dead. Was it a base ESO unit? Oh, come on! Was it a base ESO unit? Oh, come on! That's fine. Let them go Civ. We got enough officers. I'm playing these games. I'm about ready to walk in my car and you're going. I downloaded the camera and I clipped it. Do you want me to send it to your email or which one? What's your email? What's your email? Well, she was going pretty quick and she head-on into my vehicle. Oh, come on, damn it. Now I have...
Come on!
Now I'm gonna have to repair my vehicle.
I take it this isn't a social call? Okay, I'll get you out of trouble. No problem.
Alright, what's your email so I can send it to you? That was meaning, because I don't think you have your... You don't want me sending you an actual email. I mean, I can. I prefer to send actual emails, but... It does. Well, we need to make sure we get her insurance, we ID her, and we get all that shit, because she was moving pretty quick. Oh, here's a clip of it. Do what? Yeah, I'm just a little bit down the road only because of how much AI is over there. Yeah. My vehicle's fine. I mean, just a little damage to the push bar with paint. The motorcycle hitting a car, so. She was moving pretty quick when she hit me too. She went flying. My car's alright to drive to the station. Yeah. Well, for legal reasons, I can't be the one processing or be primary. Only because I was involved in the collision, so. We'll go down to the station right now. You guys have no patience, do you? You guys, traffic's moving slow. You just turn on your lights and go around them. That's wild. You guys got what? She's walking away. She's literally walking down the road on Algonquin right now. She was involved in a collision with an officer as she was participating in illegal activities. She was heading westbound on Algonquin. She was at the fire station. It's alright, let her go. She was. It's up to you if you want to get her at this point. It's not up to me. I'm just saying, it's just making a statement. I mean, we didn't even get her information. I'll just get her information. We'll be in contact with our insurance company. I'm sure the detectives division will open up their own little investigation, and HR will be involved as well. Probably gonna have to send that over to HR, and yeah. I last saw her on Algonquin Boulevard heading westbound at the fire station. She probably either went south or north on Panorama. Well, we'll try to contact her number. We should have her phone number in our system from the hospital. See if she put down any contact information. If she did, you can try to phone her. She doesn't answer phone calls. You can reach out to her family and get her information that way. We don't have to find her to detain her. We can simply try to reach out to her. Right now it's just an investigation. If she refuses to get in contact with us and refuses to answer questions, then we can request a warrant or a bolo and a warrant for her. But only then. Technically hasn't done anything illegal 100% other than be involved in an accident. However, she did come on coming lanes and was speeding. It was reckless. But let's also see what the results of the drug test were. The drug and alcohol test were. So our best bet is going to the hospital, getting the results of the drug and alcohol test, and getting her contact information. As for how she was able to walk away from that, I have no idea. Well, I guess the adrenaline. A lot of adrenaline. Well, she's gonna be in pain for the next few days. Like a shit ton of pain. Darwin, I don't know if you saw that, but I got that on dash cam and body cam and all that shit. That was a gnarly crash. Like, you flung went far. Hit me. I had to repair my vehicle only because of not because the damage was substantial, but because somebody got in my vehicle with cops on it and they shot my windows out, so. Whew, I got chills. Well, email you. You have access to your email in your shop. You don't have to stand around at the hospital. Just waiting for an email. Where's y'all's ties? Missing ties. It looks so retarded without ties or a vest. Respectfully. Like here, take a look. Come here. This is what I was proposing to him that he make. What I wanted him to put is this. It looks proper. Yes, it does. This is 90% of the sheriff's departments across the U.S. Discuss? It does. It's called blousing your boots, and that is the pants. They are cargo pants. It's literally the same kind I wear. It's not disgusting. It's proper. 90% of the sheriff's departments use this, which is a variant on the tie. Some have olive ties, some have black ties, some have different tan ties. I do not. Don't even. You look. No, my lord, don't even. This is what I wear at work. Yes. Howard County. Find us suspicious all you want. This is what I wear. I mean, I add on a vest because I have a stab vest on the outside, but what? Description of the bike? Person? Yeah, it's gonna be a foxtrot ski female. It's gonna be with dark colored hair that went down to the shoulders. She had sunglasses on when she took off her helmet, but it was a black helmet that she had on at the time. It's gonna be all leather pants, black boots, a leather vest with no sleeves. Here, I'm gonna send y'all pictures of what I'm talking about. Who said ew? Who said ew to my outfit? Which one was that? Bobby? Okay, Bobby. I'm gonna. Just out of curiosity, who's in my vehicle? I have someone in my vehicle. Is that you? Yep, that's me. That's me. You are you needing an FTO? What's your rank? No, that's your identifier. What's your rank? Did you just join and have you been promoted yet? Okay, so you need training. You're a trainee. Got it. So that means training's done yet. Is this your first, second, or third ride-along that you've done with someone on this server? Third ride-along. So you need this last ride-along done an evaluation. Have you rode along with somebody in this session already? Was it? Okay. I'm okay with having you with me, but I'm not an official FTO trainer, so I technically can't train you, but I've done it hundreds of times, so this is definitely not my first. So he is not currently in state, so I'm going to say no. However, I will let you know, I'll let Judson know everything we went over. He knows where I come from, he knows what I've done, I'll let him know everything we went over today. And if another FTO notices that you're with me, he can ream me out and kiss my ass later, and I'll let him take over. So. And you disconnected again. Yeah. What internet are you running on? T-Mobile sucks. AT&T is better. I understand. It's okay. Work with it. As we wait for you to get back in state, have to get back in state. We can go over the verbal side of paperwork. So let's try to go over what you know. I don't know where you sit with your knowledge. I don't know what they've taught you before. Honestly, I'm gonna be completely honest in the most nicest way possible. I don't trust the way that the other people teach. 9 times out of 10, they don't really teach you properly. It's annoying. So, let's start with your basic knowledge of your 10 codes. I'm sure they've all went over that, but I just want to see how much of that you know. What's your knowledge of the 10 codes? Do you feel very confident on it? Much at all? That's gonna be your whole life. But okay. So that being said, have you been on Zello before? Are you on Zello currently? Are you trusted? You're not trusted. Like right now, do you have the ability to go into Zello, turn on your radio, and speak in the comms? Okay. So, that being said, how often, is this your first time doing Leo in an RP server, or have you done it IRL, or? Okay. So a different server. So you're not unfamiliar with using Zello or did they not use Zello? Did you use call signs with them at all? Like in a different form? Okay. So you're not unfamiliar with radio conduct and talking on the radio. You're just not familiar with doing it with Zello. That's fine. So. Charlie 53, Shimmer running signal 11 on Joshua Road, east and westbound traffic. Sure. Sure. Yeah. Okay. Were you doing law enforcement with them the entirety of the time you were with them? Like a year or so? Was it bits and pieces of your time there spent in law enforcement? How many road hours do you have? Let me rephrase it. $7 months. Something. So, I guess. See, all the other FTOs, they're gonna teach you plenty on your 10 codes, signals, 11 codes. They're gonna teach you that up the wazoo. They're gonna teach you how to properly conduct a 1011 and 1050 scenarios. They're gonna do that with you because that's what they know. That's fine. But what I want to see is I want to see your knowledge on other aspects, like the actual in-depth of law enforcement, such as your case laws, your penal code system, how that's structured, um, your use of force continuum and why we have that in place, when lethal force is authorized and why. Um, Other scenarios like de-escalation and your de-escalation techniques. I want to see knowledge on that. That's what I want to focus with you today. I get a chance to, is what I will do. Because again, your past 2 ride-alongs and your third, which you were gonna have, guaranteed they were gonna go over your 10 codes, your driving, your manners, and stuff like that. I want to see the other side of it, stuff that you can take the knowledge that you gain from and actually apply it to your law enforcement career server. Makes you a better officer. The more knowledge you have about these case laws, escalation and de-escalation, your use of force continuum, the more you can apply it to your law enforcement work. Just, it will help you. So, with that being said, what is the lethal force? Sure, go ahead. I did not get around to take pictures of my vehicle, but oh, you actually have her in custody? Okay. Yeah, I don't. I apologize. Alright, so what I want to see is, do you know what the use of force continuum is and how that is applied in everyday law enforcement? So, I don't know if you've heard of it. The use of force continuum really is it's the steps that officers or people take in their everyday actions that leads up to the use of lethal force. Now, not all forms of force are created equal. There's different forms of it. So when we say use of force, it doesn't mean we're using lethal or less lethal. So they're the steps that we take. And as we go up the ladder or the pyramid, however you want to see it, as we move up that chain, we are escalating that situation. The higher up on that ladder or the pyramid we are, the higher up in the escalation we are as well. And the same thing, the lower we go, the more we de-escalate. So as we what this aims to teach you, and I'll go through the actual steps here in a second. What it aims to teach officers is that some situations we can get away with using a less type of force. We don't always need to jump to less lethal or hard physical controls in order to gain compliance from suspects. We can solve situations with the least amount of force possible, and that is the goal, is to get through any situation without using, with as little force used possible. So, the first step, and the most common step that you see every day, and I'll even give you a real-world example of it, is officer presence. Just from that word there, the officer presence, I want you to try to describe to me what you think that means. You're probably right, but try to describe it to me. What do you think officer presence is? That's a form of it, yes. But a major example I like to use is, do you drive IRL? Do you have your license? Okay. So when you're driving down the road or a highway or something and you see an officer pulled over on the side of the road, whether they are on a traffic stop or something, right? They're running radar. You pass them. What is the first thing you do when you're driving down the road? Whether you're actually speeding or not, what is the first thing you do? You check the speed and you slow down. And that's the same across the board for everybody. Okay, whenever they see an officer, just the officer being there is 85% of the time enough to stop criminal activity before it happens. Just people seeing an officer is typically enough to persuade them not to do whatever they were about to do. And that's ideal, because that means they don't do it, and then we don't have to worry. But let's say they do it, right? The next step, let's say they sped, now you pulled them over. Okay, the next step on that list is communication. Okay, so communication is key with this, because this is when you can try to use your de-escalation techniques, which we'll go over separately, to help gain compliance and work through the situation. But that's typically enough. That's ideal. What you want is you want to be able to talk your way out of a situation. You don't want to have to use any more force communication unless you have to. Can you talk your way out of it? Can you gain compliance just by verbal? Now, real world, 90% of the time, you can. However, in this server, you won't. It's harder to do it in RP because every single civ is John Wick. Every single civ is the main character. So they will never want to talk their way out of it. But if you master your de-escalation techniques and you master these steps properly, it will make it a lot easier to talk your way out of a situation. So, communication is just using normal commands to talk to people you need. So, they can go with soft, like hey, do you know why we're stopping you? You can't be doing this. Or to stuff like, or demanding tones, like step out of the vehicle, stop where you are, be searching you, stuff like that. Okay, and we'll go over how to properly conduct yourself with language afterwards, because there is also a way to communicate to civilians that is going to avoid you getting a lawsuit. And we'll go over those later on as well. But then from there we go to soft physical control. Okay, they're being a little not compliant, they're walking away from you, they're not wanting to go where you want them to go. So now you have to put your hands on them. Have to physically control their actions to gain compliance. So soft physical control is typically simple stuff like grabs or guides, or tries just not in a aggressive way manipulate their activities. However, sometimes it doesn't always work. So the next step in that ladder is hard physical control. Pretty sure we all know what these can be: kicks, punches, holds, you know, the pressure points that you can use. Um, After that, we have two that we do not want to have to go to at any point in time, but would prefer to go to this. But alternatives to firearms, or less lethal. Okay. Beanbag rounds. Now, this is an alternative. However, I don't like using my beanbag rounds. I have to. But these are going to be your CEDs, your OC spray, your, you know, baton, um, depending on the situation, a knife, etc. Those are all less lethal to firearms, okay? And it's also situational. You got to think, can I solve this situation by communication or physical control? Because they're going to look at that. Like when you, let's say you had to use less lethal, and you used a CED on somebody with a pacemaker, then they died. Now they're going to look at this and they'll be like, well, you just made this lethal. They're dead. Could you have solved this any other way? They're going to say the same thing if deadly force is used to. Could you solve this any other way possible? Or was this the only way to solve it? So keep that in mind as you do it. But then, afterwards, after that, I'm going to go ahead and give this example because I am a K9 unit. After, in terms of firearms, there's an extra step for officers with fur missiles, as I call them. And that is K9. K9 is considered lethal force. If you release a K9 on an individual, that is considered lethal. No matter where you are. Now, you don't necessarily have to worry about this. I technically don't, because I'm in an RP server where I don't really have a dog. It's just a make-believe dog that we use for searching for drugs, weapons, etc. However, it's always good to know that if you do release a dog on somebody, that is lethal force, because it could very well kill them. After that, it's lethal force. Your firearm. Okay. You use your firearm, you want to make sure you shoot as little shots as possible. If you consistently shoot and you mag dump an individual, whether you are warranted or not, you're probably going to get your ass fired. It is not recommended to mag dump somebody. It's going to be, did you use excessive force? Was it the right amount of force possible? These are all stuff you got to think about when you're dealing with your everyday actions. So I can send you over a picture of these use of force continuum that you can look at as you go. And whenever you're in shift, whether with me or with somebody else, what I tell my officers is when I'm doing their FTOs, I want them to look at the use of force continuum and just keep that in mind, because at the end of it, when I do their evaluation, I want to be able to test them on it and have them be able to say each level of the continuum without looking at that chart off the top of their head. So I'm going to be sending you a picture. Review that. We will take don't do that. Don't shoot sticky bombs out of people's hands. But that means you're a good shot. But you'll probably have to go to the ammunition to get your handgun certification. You'll have to get 90% or higher with a minimum of 30 shots fired in order to get your handgun cert, which if you're as good as a shot you say, you shouldn't have an issue doing that. But that's a separate time. That's a separate thing. Right now we're just focusing on verbal because your thing's kind of being glitchy. So in your DMs you should have a use of force continuum guide. Kind of look and you should be able to see a little bit of how it's structured. It's like a pyramid. You see, as you go up on the pyramid, you're escalating, and then as you go down, you're de-escalating. Do you have any questions on it? I'll answer questions. I don't mind questions. I love questions.
Whoa! The heck's your problem?
Your CEDs. Yeah. So your taser is your CED. So when I mentioned alternatives, I said CEDs. So that's just another form. That's a more professional term for taser. But yes, your taser is alternatives to firearms. Your beanbag shotguns, anything that if you use it, unless you use it excessively, it's not going to kill them if you use it on them once or twice. Batons, yes. Your tear gas, your OC spray, all that stuff. Yes. Any firearm. Firearms or canines. Now, I don't use my combat pistol. My standard carry that I have is my Beretta 92. So that would be the equivalent of the pistol Mark II. But that's mine. Still works well as well. So yeah. Alright. So next, let's see. We could go over de-escalation, or we can go over case laws. Which one do you want to hit next? Yeah, you're fine. Case laws? So, do you know what case laws are? And now we wait. So, sort of, yep. Sort of, yes. So, case law is a body of law, basically, that is, You have to follow it uh, because it's been determined as it is a legal thing you are obligated to make. But essentially, uh, it's judicial decisions made by courts after the fact of an incident. So let's say stuff like you have to read your Miranda rights before questioning, or search on site, plain view clause, stuff like that. Those are all stuff that's been added in because of case laws. And I can give you a few examples of them. For example, with the Miranda rights, that's based on a case law of Miranda versus Arizona in 1966. Basically, that's the requirement for law enforcement to inform suspects of their rights before they proceed with an arrest or interrogation or stuff like that. They have to be read their Miranda rights because not everybody knows. And that basically stemmed from an individual that got arrested in 1966 area. Um, he was arrested, not read his rights, and he confessed to everything, thinking he had to. He wasn't informed that he could have stayed quiet. And because of that, the court threw it out and he was released, even though he confessed, because he was never read his rights. So now, to avoid that, it is law that if we are going to be interrogating somebody or arresting them, we have to read their rights. Then we have other ones like Terry versus Ohio in 1968. Affirmed the legality of stop and frisk clauses. Okay, so you can't. It used to be you could just stop and pat somebody down at random, but now with that, uh, you have to have reasonable suspicion of a crime in order to stop and search somebody or anything like that. If you cannot articulate a reasonable suspicion that they did a crime, then you'd be violating the Terry versus Ohio case law that was put in place in '68. '61, 1961. Anything obtained with a legal search or seizure cannot be used in court. So, yes, that is exactly it. That works in conjunction with Terry in Ohio. If you stopped and searched somebody without reasonable suspicion, or you searched someone's vehicle without suspicion of them committing a crime, that is illegal obtaining. So even if they had, let's say, 100 kilos of drugs in their vehicle, if you found it and you didn't search the vehicle properly and you did it illegally, now you get into Mapp versus Ohio, which was in '61, prohibiting the use of this evidence in court. Even if they had it, now they're being released and drugs confiscated, then they're not getting charged because you searched a vehicle illegally. Um, you have other ones like Gideon versus Reinwright, 1963. That one was Gideon versus Reinwright. Defendants have the right to legal counsel, so they do have the right to an attorney when they're being questioned. When they're being questioned, even though they were read their rights, they are allowed to have an attorney present when questioning. And they must provide access to said attorney for those who cannot afford one. That's why that clause was put in there with Miranda, is because of Gideon and Reinwright in 1963. Now that was placed before the Miranda clause came out, which is why in the Miranda rights you have the right to an attorney if you cannot afford one, is because Gideon and Reinwright in 1963. There's a whole bunch of these case laws. It's a whole bunch. These are all a bunch of laws, case laws. I like my officers to have a good understanding of, only because it helps us in the long run. Being understanding that like can't do stuff like this puts in procedures that officers have to follow, and they're kind of like a written rule book, if you shall, of how officers are supposed to operate. And I can send you a list of them as well and look at. But are you getting back in session? But But there's hundreds of other case laws. I mean, hell, there was a case law that came out in 2012. They're not all old. For example, United States versus Jones in 2012. That's a more recent one, isn't it? The law enforcement must obtain a warrant to place a GPS tracking device on a vehicle. We can't just place a tracking device without a warrant. That is a warranted thing. That one came in 2012. Let's see, I'm trying to think of the most recent one. Oh, what was it? It was one that came out a few years back. There was one in 2022, Kennedy versus Bremerton Schools, I believe it was. Something about the high school football coach. He had the right to pray the field after games. 2022. I mean, they come out all the time with case laws from judicial rulings. There's another one, Torino versus Thyler. Evaluating inefficient assistance of counsel. Ineffective assistance of counsel. Suspects receive proper legal representation. So, basically, the lawyer wasn't representing him properly. He was there, but he wasn't doing it properly. So he used a state attorney, and the attorney wasn't really doing his job to represent him. And so the court ruled that because he wasn't doing his proper job and could have done better, that he wasn't properly being represented. That was Thyler versus Thyler in 2022. Nance versus Ward also in 2022 addressed the issue of lethal injection. There's a whole bunch that come out. They come out every year with different case laws. Basically by people saying, hey, I feel like my rights are violated. They go to the Supreme Court and they appeal it, and the court rules that, hey, this was indeed against his rights. We're going to go ahead and amend this and write a case law from it. Let's see if I can find my old case law form that I have written. I have the most common ones. Here. There you go. There's a link to the case law form that I wrote out that has all of them kind of written out and a simple explanation of what they are. Those. And then I'm not going to overwhelm your head with information today. Just wanted to give you some stuff to think about, food for thought, that doesn't typically get gone over on ride-alongs. And honestly, this is stuff you would learn in the academy, but being as which y'all don't really have an academy anymore. And stuff that has to be gone over in sessions. So, if you can memorize those, not necessarily all the case laws, but at least the use of force continuum, and have a good understanding of case laws, maybe some of the main ones like Miranda versus Arizona in '66 is a great one. And let's see, like Matt versus Ohio, Terry versus Ohio, all that stuff. It's those, it's ideal. How old are you, Chief? Just curious. You gonna give me your character's age? Are you trying to give me your character's age? How old are you? 31. Okay. So, what do you do for a living? Who? Oh. No, you're fine, buddy. So, what do you want to do for work? That's good. As you go through your day, always think about this stuff. Try to think about how these are being used in your daily life, because these case laws and use of force and everything and de-escalation, these are all stuff that you can use in your day-to-day life, and they're not a bad thing to use in your day-to-day life either. Proper de-escalation techniques can help you in your career that you're in, with communicating to people, getting things done, proper management. Case laws, maybe not so much. It's not 100% important to memorize case law for you because, well, you don't have it. But if you ever do get yourself into legal issues, now you know your rights, and that's a great thing. Knowing your rights is a good thing to have. Sorry. Downstairs. Probably make myself up some eggs. Oh Lord. So what department did you join? You said you're a 3 Charlie unit, so that means BCSO, right? Alright. Oh, you're fine. What department did you join? I'm assuming you're a 3 Charlie unit, so I'm assuming BCSO, right? Well, I can tell you this: I've been in BCSO for my entire career since 2015 in RP, and since 2020 been in Sheriff's Department out in Indiana for a while too. Sorry, food. So I have some information and knowledge I can bring to the table that I like to bring to people. So if you ever have questions while you're in patrol or you're in anything at all, I'm always available for people to come to and talk to. I've made that known from the time I started. Yes, I'm a corporal. However, I was corporal the first day I started. My first day in this server, I became corporal. So I'm just saying, if you ever need not supposed to be giving you a ride along, but being as I'm just giving you knowledge, it's fine. Do what? Sell some lunch. It's lunchtime. Oh shit, shots are fired. Don't know where or why, but shots are being fired near me. Probably down the road. Sounded like it came from San Cudo Ave. Holy shit. I have a... Yeah. Whew. How well is your knowledge of Sandy Shores? Like, how well do you know the roads, the speed limits on the roads? How well do you know that?
Shit, man, shit!
It's both, depending on where you are on Joshua. For example, if you're on Route 68 approach on Joshua Road, all the way down to pretty much just a little bit further west, or sorry, a little bit further east on Joshua. You know that little cul-de-sac that turns off with a semi-trailer in it? Right off Joshua on that side? So right around that area, it drops from 60 to 50 miles an hour. And it's 50 miles an hour from there all the way until the other side of Sandy. Actually, all the way through towards Grapeseed area. And then it picks up to 60 just a little bit right between there and Grapeseed. And then goes to the highway. The highway is 65 miles an hour, 55 for trucks. Route 68, most of 68 is 50 miles an hour. When you get to West 68 out west of Harmony, it picks up to 60. And east of the highway on 68, heading south towards LS, that's 60. But throughout town, it's 50, 45 miles an hour for trucks, 50 for cars. Then, let's see, Panorama Drive, that's 45 miles an hour. Anywhere inside of Sandy Shores is 35 miles an hour. Old 68, there's no real speed limit. However, I put it as 60. So it's a county road. No one's really on there. Then, what are the roads around us? Most of Grapeseed is 45. Smaller town. Most of it's 45. Most in Harmony, those dirt roads behind 24/7 in Harmony, those are 35 as well. You're not going to be expected to remember them, but it's good just to have if you ever want to try to. You can pull someone over for speeding, and then you say what the speed limit is. They're 9 times out of 10 more apt to listen to you because they're like, oh shit, he actually knows the speed limit. He's not just pulling me over because it looks like I'm speeding. He actually knows. It's part of the proper. If you conduct yourself on a traffic stop properly and you're talking to them respectfully, you know your stuff, that helps. If an officer pulls them over, they barely know what they're pulling you over for. They just think, oh, that looks illegal. The civs are more out to eat you alive. You don't know what you're talking about. And they'll try to quote some weird case law or something like that they don't fully understand, that they looked up online, and it just makes it a lot worse. If you could finish that, like if they try to quote some obscure case law and then you just finish their words like, oh yeah, that case law in 1968, yeah, I know that law, they're gonna just shut their mouths and let you do your thing. Or they'll run from you or something. 9 times out of 10, they all like to run from you, which is annoying as all hell. I wish they did more training for civs. Sam. Buddy. Get that pepperoni roll away from you. My dog's passing away here soon. He's getting old and starting to not be able to do stuff he wanted to do. It's sad to see. Makes sense. You are out of it. You're not really paying attention, are you? No, you're fine. If you're not paying attention, I'd rather you just say that instead of trying to pretend like you're paying attention. Well, you're fine. Kind of figured you're preoccupied. Mm-hmm. Slide my pizza into the oven. Computer, set a 22-minute timer. Get Sam his pills. Computer, call mom. Yeah, no. Computer, call 765-419-6530. Sam. Hello?
By the way, you can make phone calls to up to 10 phone numbers from your contact. You can also view these lists in Alex.
No, thank you. Yes, I'm stealing a Coke. No, I do not give a shit. Who's a good boy? Yes, you are. Yeah. Good boy. You're the best of boys. Yes, you are. Oh, yes, you are. You want some water? Oh, yeah, some water. Let me get you some nice water. Let me clean up your bowl a bit. Hey, buddy, who's a good boy? You want water? Good boy. Alright, you there? Nope, 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 nope. Oh, fuck me. Alright, what did I miss? Fuck, my back hurts, dude. What now? You're downloading an update. I see. It's probably not going to be. There's 4 people at the moment. On. It's fucking cop baiting, motherfucker. I ain't gonna pull you over. That's blatantly cop baiting. You'd never do that IRL, you dumb bitch. Ain't pulling you over. Nope. If you're blatantly cop baiting, I am not pulling you over. Do something more fucking unique. Not just speeding. Fucking 911 call for a, fucking welfare check or something like that I'll do, but not fucking blatant cop baiting like that. Fucking passes me on the right going 75 plus. Sorry, not playing your game. You can play mine though. Oh, you're back behind me again. Meeting, lane split, got it. Charlie 53, show me 10-5 for approximately 60 mics.